Hey guys, Goddog here. So first off, I just wanted to give a shout out to Since When. He asked me to give him a shout out, and he's from Smoky Mills, and he's kind of a buddy of mine, so why not? I also want to give a shout out to Ren and Alex because, well, they were supposed to be in this video today, but I couldn't really figure out how to implement them, so we're going to get them into a different video. Anyways, so today I wanted to talk about solo/private merging and how to pick an item, maybe not technically how to pick an item, but you know how to figure out what item you're kind of going to want to go for, and how to, once the item is on the way, how to set it up in a way that you could be successful and confident that the item will go farther. So first off, some good items that you might want to choose is foods, gems, talismans, pouches, amulets, and any of these items. The reason I'm telling you guys these kind of items would be because of the limit. Being that the limit on all these kind of items have over 5k every 4 hours, but you would still want to choose kind of an item that still would have a low limit and that you could afford to rise. You wouldn't want to do an item or like a gem, say sapphire or something that comes in the game constantly, and that has a lot of them. Maybe even a quest item would be good because certain quests, only one of that item will come into the game or whatever. And a good example that it used to be would be the Amulet of Accuracy. The reason I am saying this is because Amulet of Accuracy used to come in by a quest named Imcatcher, and it was only that was the only way you can get the item, and it was only one per account. So it was merged quite a bit, and recently it was merged by a fellow at Smoky Mills, and he did a very good job at raising it. But it was it was later nerfed down to 5100 because it was supposed to be for some noobs or something that noobs should be able to use it too, not just rich people or something. I don't know, but anyways, it was nerfed down. But a quest item that only comes in maybe one per account or a couple per account might be a better item too. Some bad items I would say, would be, I would never choose anything on this list. This is the most traded list. You guys can find this if you look at the Grand Exchange here and go to the most traded. But look at this, 542 million every 7 days. I mean, that's terrible. And you would never be able to merge this because it's just way too much. I mean, unless you had everybody in the game merging it. I mean, it would be tough, so I would never choose any of these kind of items, and these are all botted, constantly, so a lot come in the game a day. It just isn't, fun. Also, the thing I always use is this website right here. This is Wiki, and go down, search Grand Exchange up and go about halfway down. Guys will find a table. This will tell you guys your limits for 4 hours. You guys see fishes and stuff is usually about 10k every 4 hours. Your gems are 5k every 4 hours. Your pouches and your talismans are 5,000 every. I mean, I would pick an item that has a pretty good limit. It just all depends on the item itself, I guess, how much is in the game already and how much comes into the game. But having a bigger limit usually helps. I mean, just don't go for anything like treasure trails or anything, because 2 every 4 hours is just it's gonna be hard, and armor like 100 every 4 hours is gonna be hard unless you have a certain armor that it's it's not profitable to make, or it's just not very well used in the game. And that brings me on to the next board. You're gonna want to research. You're gonna want to research a few different things. You might want to research how it comes into the game. How much stock maybe already in the game, so you can go look at like RuneScape forums or the Grand Exchange Central or Google, and you guys can just search it up and figure out how much of the item is already in the game. You're gonna want to find limits. Just make sure you guys know the limit on your item. You don't want it to be screwed. You might think it's a really good item, and then the limit's really crap, and you just can't afford to, or it will take a very long time to merge it. You're gonna want to figure out how much you can invest, how much as a group you guys have, and how long you guys can keep it going. Maybe estimate the stock and see if it's even an item that you can afford to merge. you're gonna want to find out how the item comes in the game. So a thing I use, I merge is cooked sweet corn. You guys can see sweet corn. You guys can see it. It comes in by farming. It is used for certain things. You just gotta read how it comes in the game. You want to figure out how fast and stuff it's gonna come into the game. Because if it's coming in the game too fast, I mean, if it's a good way to make XP for farming, you're not gonna want to do it. Or if it's profitable to farm it and then cook it or whatever, you might not want to do it. It just kind of depends. So you want to do all that. You guys want to, you're gonna want to stock your item. You're not gonna want to raise it right away. So maybe buy it at min or mid, or you can start at max and just you gotta start the item a little bit before you start raising it right away. And you don't want to 2 million of the item, and out of like 400 million of the item. If you got 2 million, you're probably just riding someone else's merch. I mean, most likely, depending on the item. I mean, that's not too good. So you're gonna want to stock the item as well. Meaning, just put some money in. For the first couple weeks, you're not gonna make really money, any money out of it. Depending on the item, you can maybe raise it right away. So once the merch is on the way, you're gonna want to maybe do item checks with your guys. Just make sure they're investing. They're not riding your merch. Make sure they're not dumping. Just something with a picture with their stock in it, and some way to show it. So you guys can go to Smoking Mills and you guys will find a lot of item checks and how they do it, and it works pretty well at Smoking Mills. So I would recommend it. You're gonna want to figure a way to communicate with your team. This being forums or the IRC or in game or maybe Skype or something. You're gonna want to talk to these guys so you guys can figure out communicate if there's a drop, if someone dumps a little bit on you guys can put some offers and you guys can talk. You guys don't want someone to freak out or whatever. Don't quit when the times are rough. That's a big point. Is if someone dumps on you, don't freak out and just start selling your item. Go junk trade it all the way. I've had that in the cooked sweet corn. We had one guy where he dumped on us because there was 1 or 2 days where it was at min, and we didn't have very much communication at the time, and he dumped on us. And I ended up getting a couple D-staffs out of it, but it was pretty bad because we had to buy like 300,000 corn on the G over a couple days. It was only like 2 of us at the time, so it was terrible. Just so don't, when it's rough, you gotta risk a little bit to make some profit. You're gonna, unless it goes out of control and you can't buy it back out, maybe dump then. And know how to junk trade. Number 1 key is know how to get rid of your items. Don't invest more than you can get rid of. If you have 500 mil like myself, I probably won't invest more than 450 mil at most, which would leave me with 50 mil so I can junk trade away. Unless you have rares or you have people that owe you junk, or you can borrow rares. It just depends kind of on how you can go about getting rid of the junk, but make sure you guys can get rid of the junk. Don't pick an item, or don't invest all your money, because you don't want to go from 100 mil to 300 mil and then, oh crap, I can't get rid of my items and go back to 100 mil. What was the point of that, 1.5 months or whatever. So just know how to junk trade. So the key points in this thing is just pick an item with a good limit. That would be number 1. You want to research the item, figure out how much stock's in the item, figure your limit for the item, and figure how much you guys are able to invest. Figure how it comes into the game. Once you start going, do item checks. Make sure you guys got communication, and don't quit when the time is rough. And finally, you just gotta remember to junk trade. You gotta learn how to junk trade. You might. A good way to do it is when I first started, I just bought junk off the public and I just junk traded away, just to practice. You don't gotta buy it very much. You can buy like 2 mil or 5 mil. Try to get rid of it. Follow guides on the internet, and you'll do a good job and get rid of it. Anyways, so you guys can join my CC in-game, Goddog Mills. I'll be there to answer questions and stuff. Or you guys can just send me an email at ask_goddog@hotmail.com, and I'll answer your questions. I want to have a video where I just answer questions and tell give you a shout out and answer your question through one of my videos, maybe a 5 or 10 minute video. And you guys just make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and let me know how this video was. It seemed I don't know, this video I seemed a little bit harder, so anyways, just let me know. Thanks.